Hey, superstar, do you want to learn how to manifest your specific person? But maybe you're unsure between the Abraham Hicks camp, that's free will, or that Neville Goddard camp, that's more of mind control. Which one is best for you to manifest your specific person? Jay and I are going to get into it. Let's do it now. As you know, I manifested you. Like I had a list of traits of who I wanted to manifest, or the kind of person I wanted to manifest. I was not stuck on who. There's people out there that are like, find a person and they hone in and I have to have this person. It has to be this person. And there's no judgment. Like, so someone on Reddit was confused about the free will versus mind controlling somebody. And there's a lot of teachers out here who are teaching like they're a puppet and everyone is you pushed out and this is my world and I control everybody. I wanted you to explain to me the difference between free will and still manifesting the person or someone that you wanted versus this puppet thing.
Yeah, so there's two LOA camps. It's a very divisive issue, very polarizing, very controversial. One camp is like the Neville SP subreddit vibe. I mean, I don't want to generalize, but it's the camp that believes in mind control. I'll call it the mind control camp.
Okay.
They believe that we're all one person in like a VR helmet, like manifesting everything. Everything is you pushed out and you're controlling and pulling the strings of every little human being on the planet.
Like a video game.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like they resolve the clash of free wills by saying that when two free wills clash, it splits into two separate realities, and person A gets whatever they believe and whatever they want to happen, and person B splits into a reality where they get what they want to happen, and none of them even know anything has happened. It's seamless. And so person A gets their robotic person B who does whatever they want, and person B gets their robotic person A who does whatever they want. If they wanted a divorce and they wanted to stay together, they both split into separate realities where that happens. This is generally what the mind control people believe, that everything is you pushed out people believe.
Like that movie Sliding Doors?
Never saw it, but just imagine a whole bunch of people in VR headsets getting whatever they want. This is what they believe. All right. This is camp one.
Okay.
You can fall into that camp. You can join that camp. You can believe in the mind control thing. Or the second camp. Second camp is like the Abraham Hicks camp. I don't want to generalize, but that's sort of their philosophy. Abe's philosophy is that no one can manifest or assert for another. No one can supersede another person's free will. We all have free will. We all came to express that free will, and law of attraction will find a way around it. Like law of attraction is always working, and part of that law is that it will find a path that stomps on nobody's free will. So they're not about splitting into multiple realities and VR headsets and you control everyone and everyone's you pushed out and all that kind of thing. This is not the Abraham Hicks camp.
Okay.
So there you go. Two law of attraction camps.
Right.
They're very different. These views clash. And you'll see them clash on Reddit or on the forums or on Facebook or wherever.
So the person who was asking for advice about this had gotten some messages from people in the mind control camp. And she felt really concerned because this started to bother her. Like, did I affect someone's free will? Did I do something wrong? Does this person really love me? Because she was able to manifest her specific person using a couple different methods, but this really was bothering her and she was really upset. So this is why I'm asking you this.
All good. So it makes sense. So of course that's what's going to happen. Someone who's learning law of attraction is going to study one camp or read something from another camp or whatever, and they're going to get mixed messages, and it's going to cause a dichotomy, and it's going to cause a clash in their mind, and they'll be confused.
Right.
It's like believing in God and being an atheist at the same time.
A great example.
Like, what? Cognitive dissonance or whatever. But it's important for everyone to sort it out for themselves. I have my own understanding or beliefs or feeling or wisdom on which view is correct. But if I join the mind control camp, then whatever I believe is correct because I'm the master of the video game telling everybody else what to do, and I can make them all believe what's correct. Like I can make my partner believe what's correct. So if I'm in the mind control camp, what I believe correct is what everyone believes is correct, whether they realize it or not. And it's just a matter of time before I manifest them into it. Or if I'm in the free will camp, then all 8 billion humans are allowed to believe whatever they want, and there is no correct, because that's free will. Like you're allowed to believe the earth is flat until you die. You're allowed to do that.
Yeah.
So whichever one I believe is correct doesn't really matter, because if I believe it's the first one, then everyone else will ultimately have to agree with me if I want them to. And if I believe the second one, then, I mean, there might be an objective correct, but it doesn't matter because everyone's allowed to believe what they want and live how they want until they die. And so they can live deluded until they die, like in an insane asylum or something. That's a total reasonable path. And I can't change it. It's their free will. And so it still doesn't matter if I'm correct because I can't change anyone's beliefs about it or prove it or convince any, like you can't convince a flat earther, like, right? Like so it doesn't really matter. This is why everyone must figure it out for themselves. You have to sort out for yourself
what you believe.
Yeah, what is correct here. I can give all kinds of evidence, I can give all kinds of teachings, I can give all kinds of wisdom, and what I say might make sense to you. And if it does make sense to you, then you can agree with it and believe it, but that's you choosing to believe my interpretation. And then someone else could watch this video and be like, nah, I don't believe any of that, even if it made total sense. You know, they believe the other camp. So this person you're helping on Reddit, this girl or whoever, like she has to decide for herself what it is, what the truth is, which camp she wants to belong to.
Right.
Or maybe there's some third camp that I haven't thought of yet, but those are the predominant philosophies.
Okay, so I understand what you're saying about free will. We're all individuals and we are here. Yeah. So this is personally what I believe. We are 8 billion people. We are 8 billion souls. We came here to have a human experience, a collective experience. This is why people say we are all connected. I feel super connected to you. I feel connected to lots of other people,
sure,
lots of other souls.
The mind control camp would say you feel connected because you're literally controlling a VR helmet and they're all connected to your manifestation.
So the everyone is you push out camp, but the mind control, you're right. They would say the reason I feel connected to the 8 billion is because they're all me, because everyone is me pushed out. And they would also say, I created this apartment, I created the trees outside, I created the view, I created the people walking down the street, and they're all just mindless puppets. And I won't even lie. There was a time where I went back and forth with this myself. I followed a lot of people on YouTube, and it just didn't make sense to me because that would mean that someone else is controlling me.
Well, except the mind control camp addresses this.
Right.
But doesn't that mean someone's controlling me? And the mind control camp will say, no, it doesn't. You're controlling you because you're in your own VR headset and they're in their own VR headset. And you guys are sharing a VR reality for now until you want a divorce and he wants to stay together. And now you're in separate realities. In your version, you're going to get the divorce you want. And you're like, yay, he did what I wanted. And then his version, he's going to stay together. And he's like, yay, she did what I wanted. And so both of you get the reality that you wanted by mind controlling separate VRs.
Okay, so and this is where I get lost every single time.
Did that not make sense?
Yeah, well, hold on.
I explained it clear.
Yeah, you explained it clear. But what I'm saying is this is why I left this belief, this camp, because the idea of now I believe there are multiverse and there's
well, if they explained it like I just explained it, would you have left?
Probably not, but
because it's pretty. I nailed it.
You did.
That's the best argument for the Neville camp. And they don't make it well.
And you're not even, and he's not even a Neville.
Yeah, I'm not. That's not my camp, anyways.
Yes, but it's
I understand this so well that I can make their argument better than they could.
Right.
And it might have kept you.
It might have if somebody had explained it to me like this.
You're like, oh, okay. I feel good now. I'm not trampling any free will. He gets his reality. I got mine.
Yeah, fair enough.
Yeah.
So as a former Catholic, I was taught that I have the free will to believe in God or not, or do what I want, sin or not sin, whatever. So for me, this just feels more comfortable, like that I have free will, that you have free will, that I can still manifest you, because look, here you are. I've manifested you. We live together and we're happy and things are going well. And I was waiting for another joke.
I thought about it.
Anyway, but you have the free will. Like in June of 2020, you broke up with me. It was your choice. You were, I mean, of course there were things that happened, whatever.
Sure, but the mind control camp would say it's just part of the path of you like playing the game better and re-manifesting me back. Like it's it's whatever. It's a blip.
I understand.
And the free will people would say the universe works in mysterious ways and this could be how you guys get closer in the end anyways. Like you're still manifesting what you want and the free will is still going to work out, but like this time period of being separate has to occur first, so you guys get right and straight in your brains or whatever, and then you can reunite when you're better people. Or like both camps would explain this away.
Of course. But for me, I'm talking about me personally, like as a free willer, if you will, you had their free will to break up with me, and you did. And then what did I do? Like, okay, for the first day or two, I was sad and whatever, and I was angry and said mean things or whatnot. But then I raised my vibration, and I was like, oh, everything is fine. He loves me. I'm still moving to Toronto. Everything is okay.
Yeah, like a mind controller.
We're together. No.
That's exactly what Manifest with Jasmine would say.
No, but
girlfriend, I am the best. I create my own reality, and he gonna do what I want him to do. And this has already happened. It's already done, and I can control his mind.
But that's not.
That's how they would do it.
Yeah, okay.
Exactly what you just said.
But that is not the thought of I'm going to control his mind. It was, I know we're meant to be, and I know this is meant to be.
But
and
semantics.
So I raised my vibration. I raised my energy on the topic. Every time I thought of you and I talked about you, I'd be like, I went back to yet. Because in the beginning, I would do that too. When like we're like talked about us, and then I would use yet. I said it to you a million times, and you always kind of chuckled, and you were like, "Yeah, we'll see." And then I raised my vibration. I went to the beach because I wanted to connect with nature, and I was meditating, and the sun was setting. It was so good. I felt amazing. And what happened? My phone rang, and who was it? No, tell them.
It was me inviting you to come live here.
Wait, to live where?
Here in this apartment.
With you?
With me.
Yes.
Even though I literally hated you. Like, I don't know, like, I'm not really a hateful person, and I wasn't back then either. Like, there was no judgment or whatever, but I was like, I couldn't think of one person I would want further away from me. My inbox was full of like vile messages from you. Like, who wants this person around? Like, why would I want
really
that?
Mean. I was angry. I was really angry.
Well, whatever.
Yeah,
I'm just saying,
No,
this is not how you get someone to invite you around. You don't get to write all these things, but you did. You did write all these things, and they were sitting there staring me in the face, and I invited you to live here because of some random weird circumstances where my landlord needed an extra tenant, and they needed someone fast, and you were happy. You were like, I'm coming to Toronto and I'm looking for a place, and I haven't found a place yet, but I'm going to come there and I'm going to stay in an Airbnb or whatever. And I'm like,
yeah, I was like,
my landlord needs some help and Sin needs a place, and I'll just shut my door and never talk to her or whatever. But at least
not what happened.
I'm going to help. I'm going to be helpful and help these two people. And so I invited you against every fiber of my being to like come live here.
Okay, no, really the point was that at the time I was going back and forth between this everyone is me pushed out and free will. In this time of my life, I still hadn't made a choice. I was still watching Abraham Hicks, and I was still watching these women who are talking about everyone is you pushed out. So I was really torn. So I made the choice, like, okay, I as a Catholic, I believe in free will. So I choose to believe that it was your free will. I didn't control you in any way. I believe that you decided to do what felt right for you because you had that free will.
Sure, but either way, like, there could be a version of me and you passing in the night where you get this version of me that is awesome, and you're like, hey, I'm together. And I got what I wanted, which is this person staying far away from me. And there was no miracle landlord needing help. And there was no, and I'm off in that reality right now, living alone or Playboy Mansion or whatever I've decided to manifest for myself. And so this is what the mind control camp believes. Like,
okay.
And so how would you ever know? There's two realities. How would you know?
Right. This is my question. This is my next question. So how do we know which one is right, which one is wrong? You said earlier that we kind of have to figure it out for ourselves and we decide.
Yeah, you do.
So when I was sitting on that beach and you made this call, to me, it was like proof, not that I controlled you in any way, that
sure, but it could be proof of either.
Sure.
It could be proof of either.
I chose to believe.
You saw it as proof of free will.
Right.
a ton of the mind control believer people would argue that it was exactly the opposite. It was you mind controlling me with that beach vibe. We're already together and whatever. And you've just switched realities and now you got what you want and I'm off in some other reality getting what I want. Like,
but we'll never know.
Well, no. How do you prove that?
Right.
But this is their argument. This is what they believe. But there's a reason I stay with the free will camp. Like obviously I'm very relatively intelligent.
Yeah.
And I've thought this through and I'm able to see both sides and play devil's advocate and make all the arguments for either side. This is not knee-jerk triggered things or random useless beliefs or I'll just believe what I want to believe. Like I've obviously given this some thought. And so why am I in the free will camp? Why do I not join the mind control people? Even though I totally understand and I get the mind control thing. I get it.
Yeah, and you're like...
I could practically like write the book on it.
You could. Even me saying like this was free will, you're like, yeah, but... So, okay, why do you believe?
Why am I in the free will camp?
Why?
So, because if we're all in VR headsets creating our own reality and every single moving part of reality is in our control, that means we have control over 8 billion minds.
Yes.
So why are we not getting rid of poverty? Why are we not getting rid of hunger? Why are we not getting rid of war? I control minds, so I'm going to get my crush today. Like what? If you're dissatisfied with the state of the world, you're dissatisfied with police brutality, you're dissatisfied with staying at home and COVID and vax passes, you're dissatisfied with poverty and hunger, you're dissatisfied with war, you're dissatisfied with corrupt rich people. Why not mind control everyone to stop doing that? All you mind controllers, this is my challenge to you right now. I guess I'll never get to see it because we'll be in different realities, but in your reality, I challenge you to go use your mind control, law of attraction powers to stop poverty, war, hunger, corrupt politicians, diseases. Yeah, you name it.
Yeah.
Go mind control something useful.
There you go.
Yeah, let's see that. Like it has the power to eliminate all problems from life if you're the mind controller. So if you have the power to eliminate all problems from life as the mind control camp, why aren't you?
Yeah, why are you just using it
why are we fighting
it?
Why are we fighting in YouTube comments? Why don't you mind control me to agree with you? Why don't you mind control something powerful? Like let's see it, right? There's a reason we have war and poverty, whatever. It's because there's 8 billion individual souls contributing to this collective experience and we don't get to control them all. And so sadly, what we have is some, little bit of clash here. We got some little friction, some contrast, and no one's gonna magically mind control those away in any reality. So law of attraction is super powerful and we can manifest what we want, but law of attraction will take a path around people's free will rather than laying everybody's free will flat for you to control and destroy the entire game of life.
Right. You make an amazing point.
Thank you.
So if I was mind controlling everything, Trump would never have been president.
Yeah.
Believe me, that would never have happened.
In your reality, technically you could have controlled everybody not to vote or controlled him to step down or whatever.
Right.
Technically, the mind control people the mind control camp say you could have stopped all of that. In your reality. You can make celebrities do whatever you want. You can whatever. This is what they believe. Everyone is you pushed out.
I would be married to Thor in that case.
Yeah.
And the point is.
Yeah, and so would everybody else. Yeah. All the other women would also be married to Thor in different realities.
Yeah, fair enough.
And no, we would never know about it.
All right. Well, this was very interesting. And I really loved how you were like.
Actually, I think the mind control camp would say people have already manifested no poverty, no hunger, no war, but not in your reality. Because you don't believe people can do that, and so now you won't get that in your reality, and so it gets really roundabout philosophical. It's like, oh crap, you're right, I guess the poverty thing would be solved in another reality. And so even the argument I made here, I just talked myself out of it. I just came up with a good response from the mind control camp that's not provable, it's not arguable. And so this is why it comes back down to me, it comes back down to you have to figure it out for yourself and it doesn't matter. And there's no point arguing about it with anyone. And there's no point saying I'm right. I was right for 1 second there with my self-righteous, haha, nobody has this. And I'm like, I know what they're going to say.
Yeah.
And it's like, well then, I don't know what, there's 2 camps, choose one. I don't care.
So this started as for manifesting your specific person and we didn't.
Yeah, because they want to control their crush. That's the whole thing.
Right.
People want to control their crush. You got me to let you come here or whatever, invite you here.
Well,
with mind
if
control
stop.
and devil woman powers.
Love you. Okay, so if you're able to mind control somebody and make them do what you want and have the specific person that you desire, you would be strong enough to have anything else you want because it's your reality and you're controlling everyone's mind. So do me a favor, end poverty and end homelessness
Well,
and
they
end
have.
war and
They have
end COVID
in a different reality.
in a different
And you'll never get
reality.
to see it because you don't believe people can do that.
All right, whatever.
You see?
Yeah.
You see what I'm
All right,
saying?
Whatever. Well, this reality that's mine, I choose to believe that you all have free will.
Yeah. But you see how mercurial these beliefs are and how unprovable either of them is? Like,
It's true.
they're totally unprovable. Both can't. Like, I mean, they might be provable one day, but they're not provable now. We
Right
don't
now.
have,
Right.
like, couldn't I manifest a reality where I have proof of both of these? Like, if I can mind control everything, couldn't I just...
You could. All right. If someone's watching that's really good at this, please
You're talking to
figure out
robots.
a way.
They'll only do it if you control them to.
Figure out a way.
You have to manifest them to.
Okay, well, whatever. I'm not.
You
worried
see?
about that.
I'm-
Other shit to do. I hate you.
But this is why it's such a tricky thing.
Yeah.
Like, even when we're trying to make tons of sense and explain it or whatever, it just slips through your fingers. It's like, I can never, it's like
Okay.
proving God or proving atheism, proving not God. Like, it's one of those things. And people who spend too much time on those, like, you kind of feel a bit bad for them. Like, I did that as a teenager and did not get me very far. Like, nobody likes you at parties. You're not getting laid. Like, nothing good's happened. I'm debating God. No, God doesn't exist. No, God does exist. No, we control everything in VR. No, everyone has free will. It's like,
There's no way to prove it.
so I guess the best helper I can point out is that a lot of very wise, very brilliant, very smart people have come before us. Okay?
yes.
At least in this reality.
And
Maybe there were none in the other
in
realities.
this
I don't know.
reality, I
Yeah.
love it. Okay, yeah.
In
I
this,
follow it.
if ever, in this reality where you're watching this YouTube video, a lot of very smart teachers have come before us. You know, like Jesus and Buddha, Muhammad, Confucius, like all these teachers. And all of the greats, every great teacher we look up to, none of them has taught mind control. None of them has taught we're all robots. Everyone has taught that all humans are equal, free will, to be respected. You cannot stomp on them. They always have freedom of choice inside them. Our thoughts and our feelings and our choices are all our own. And, you know, if the YouTubers you've been watching are saying something different than these great teachers, it might be time for a little check, like a little mental check there. Like, well, Jesus, Muhammad, Buddha, like all these greats said humans have free will, but Manifest with Jasmine says we're all robots. Take your pick, I guess. Like, it's still not provable, but
you get to decide.
I know who I'm siding with, is what I'm saying.
You have the free will to decide.
Yeah. All right, now Sin is clearly good at manifesting her specific person, so she's going to give you some more treats that relate to that.
If you want to learn more about manifesting your specific person, then you can click on this video here, and YouTube will suggest something for you here. We love you. Keep rising.